No matter how many late-night stops you make at Taco Bell, there's probably a lot you still don't know about the fast food chain.
When you're hungry for a burrito supreme.
From how the Doritos Locos Tacos was invented to some of the chain's zaniest promotions, these Taco Bell tidbits will have you hitting the drive-thru in no time.
Welcome to Taco Bell. May I take your order?
Yeah, a Taco Bell Grande.
At some point in the 1990s, you probably saw one of those Taco Bell commercials that featured a precious little chihuahua named Gidget. A $500 million advertising campaign, all told.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Though the commercials aired constantly, they didn't actually increase sales.
Ooh.
In fact, it cost the company in more ways than one. In 2003, two men claimed they created the concept of the Taco Bell dog and sued the company for $42 million. Who wouldn't want to take credit for the concept?
Sir, don't be silly. Drop the chalupa. I said, drop the chalupa.
Put it down, man!
Yeah, drop the chalupa.
Taco Bell eventually settled the case out of court, and Gidget passed away in 2009 at the ripe old age of 15. Her trainer claimed the Taco Bell gig basically ruined her career, noting that she was kind of typecast, so she never really got much work after that. That's not to say her career was completely derailed by the campaign. After all, Gidget also starred in Legally Blonde 2 in 2003, fearlessly playing Bruiser, a brave and challenging role for any pooch to tackle.
All the signs were there, I just didn't see them. Most dogs like to chew your shoes, and Bruiser like to wear mine.
Oh, and we should probably mention that Gidget also had a bit role in Beverly Hills Chihuahua. Honestly, a lot of actors would kill for that resume. You've heard of a bed and breakfast, so why can't the world have a Taco Bell hotel? The chain decided to give this zany idea a whirl, opening up the Bell, a Taco Bell hotel and resort from August 8th to August 12th, 2019. Talk about thinking outside the bun.
The California oasis of Palm Springs plays host to Taco Bell's hotel and resort, the Bell.
Guess who successfully nabbed a reservation? Got to enjoy an ever-so-tiny Taco Bell-themed room.
You'll notice every space has been curated with unique Taco Bell touches.
The hotel, which usually operates as the V Palm Springs Resort, was decked out with Taco Bell memorabilia, a Taco Bell gift shop, and a Taco Bell nail salon. As one excited guest noted,
"It's everything. Like, it's Taco Bell in its whole fantasticness. Like, is that a word? I don't know if that's a word."
There was even a so-called happier hour that included Taco Bell snacks and cocktails for guests who were 21 and older. There was also a Mountain Dew Baja Blast Freeze lounge to chill out in, dive-in movies in the pool, and plenty of Taco Bell items to choose from when you ordered room service. Belinda was right. Heaven is a place on earth. There were only 70 rooms available at the resort. When Taco Bell opened up their reservations, they booked real fast. In fact, every room was reserved within 2 minutes. Basically, in the time it takes the average couch potato to wolf down a Crunch Wrap, the rooms were already sold. Here's hoping the chain revisits the idea one day, because every Taco Bell fanatic deserves a chance to experience the Bell. But what to wear to such an event?
These are wrappers for the Doritos Locos Tacos.
When Taco Bell first introduced their now famous Doritos Locos Tacos, they had no idea it would be such a hit.
I'm thinking about a neon orange meat-filled miracle taco wrapped in a nacho cheese Dorito shell.
In the first 70 days following the product's launch, Taco Bell sold 100 million nacho cheese Doritos Locos Tacos. Clearly, all the testing and prototyping paid off. Not that it was always the easiest concept to wrap one's head around.
So yeah, they're putting Doritos in the tacos.
The hype was frankly hard to believe.
So Allison, can one delicious taco really save America?
I don't know if it's going to save America. I mean, what's the sodium content in that thing?
Making the cheesy Doritos Locos shell took a lot of hard work. In fact, 40 different versions were tested before they settled on the final product.
The Taco Bell food innovation team joined forces with Frito-Lay and came up with a simple idea that would change everything.
Taco Bell wanted to make sure the shell had the signature cheesiness of a Dorito chip, but the taco shell needed to maintain its original texture too. You see, the texture of a regular Doritos is too brittle and would break when stuffed with taco ingredients. Worker safety was another hurdle. Initially, blasting the taco shells with cheesy powder proved hazardous to employees. They'd inevitably inhale the stuff, faster than you can inhale a Beefy Melt. That meant the company had to invent a totally new machine for seasoning the shells safely.
It's beautiful.
Well, all that hard work paid off. Over 1 billion Doritos Locos Tacos were sold during its first year on the menu. And they've since become a fast food legend. But times change, snacks change, advertising trends change.
Put a smile on your face. Taco Bell. Everybody loves the taste.
In 2018, the chain introduced nacho fries. And suddenly, Doritos Locos Tacos were no longer the most popular item on the menu.
This kind of deliciousness doesn't just disappear.
Where did you go?
What if they were in a different space-time continuum? Another
dimension.
News outlets were quick to leap on the story.
So it's basically just a French fry with a little bit of seasoning, and it comes with the nacho cheese sauce you can dip it in.
There are currently 15 Taco Bell restaurants in Alaska, but it's a huge state, so if you don't live near one of those locations, good luck getting that chalupa. That's why residents of the small town of Bethel, Alaska, were heartbroken after falling for a hoax in 2012. Reportedly, some diabolical trickster put up flyers around town advertising that a new Taco Bell was opening in the area. Local residents were beside themselves when they learned it was all a prank, until the real Taco Bell came to the rescue.
Well, it's time somebody delivered some good news.
Taco Bell CEO Greg Cree told CNBC, "If we can feed people in Afghanistan and Iraq, we can feed people in Bethel." Taco Bell delivered hundreds of pounds of food by helicopter, enough for the town to come together and indulge in 10,000 Doritos Locos Tacos.
It wasn't an emergency, but it was a rapid response team, sort of.
In 1989, Taco Bell and Batman proved to be a match made in marketing heaven. The fast food chain ran a summer promotion that involved giving away free plastic Batman collector cups, and the event broke records for Taco Bell's promotional tie-ins.
Right now at Taco Bell, you can collect free Batman cups, like a free Batmobile cup.
How did it work? Easy. Customers who ordered a large drink would get one of the cups, just like that.
Where are you? He's Batman, and Taco Bell's got him.
Thanks to the promotion, one store told the Los Angeles Times that sales were up at least 25%. Another location claimed they went from selling 600 large drinks a day to 1,000 large drinks a day. That's a whole lot of Mountain Dew. To drum up excitement, Taco Bell restaurants were decorated with massive cardboard cutouts of a certain brooding superhero. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the campaign inspired some ravenous Batman enthusiasts to steal those cutouts. One company spokesperson told the Los Angeles Times, "We're hoping maybe Batman himself will show up at the stores to rescue himself from overzealous fans." Over the years, there have been plenty of rumors about Taco Bell's beef.
Pretty sure you know what you're paying for when you come to Taco Bell. If you want real beef, you probably go somewhere else.
In the past, skeptics have claimed Taco Bell beef is made with everything from mealworms to grade D beef. How brutal.
C, D, F, F.
But spoiler alert, grade D beef doesn't even exist. But that simple fact didn't stop a few intense lawsuits from making headlines.
The lawsuit claimed that the meat filling used by Taco Bell was less than 35% beef.
While Taco Bell's beef does come pre-cooked and in bags, the truth isn't particularly scandalous. It's actually 88% beef, and the other ingredients rounding out the recipe are all rather common. Yes, they do use some fillers derived from oats, and the meat is blended with soy lecithin, which is used to make sure the ingredients in beef don't separate. But all told, the list of ingredients isn't particularly shocking. In recent years, Taco Bell has been focusing on sourcing more of its beef from sustainable suppliers. That is, suppliers that are working to reduce the amount of antibiotics in their supply of beef. Taco Bell is known for meaty items like the Chipotle Chicken Loaded Griller and the Beefy Crunch Burrito, and these tasty snacks have earned the fast food chain a fervent following. If a Taco Bell burns down, you better believe there's gonna be a vigil.
Locals mourning the loss of their beloved Taco Bell.
Always remember, Taco Bell's out the road. We're just out here. Give remembrance.
John, let's talk about what's going on.
Like many fast food restaurants, the chain is looking to expand its fan base by offering an array of vegan and vegetarian options. Actually, Taco Bell has always been a pretty good option in that regard. You can sub out the meat in any menu item for beans, rice, or potatoes. And in 2019, Taco Bell made a corporate commitment to making its menu even more friendly to vegetarians and vegans. Right now, you can already choose 8 million vegetarian combinations at Taco Bell. As it says on the official website, that's enough to customize a new meal every day for nearly 20,000 years. The chain is also testing out its first official vegetarian menu. News that's really got people talking. The Taco Bell website even offers a handy guide to eating vegan at the restaurant that was created in partnership with the American Vegetarian Association. This guide will teach you how to make some of Taco Bell's classic menu items dairy and meat-free, including the Crunchwrap Supreme and the Soft Taco. Excitement about this new development is clearly contagious.
Taco Bell has been offering vegetarian options since 2015, but this is the first time that the company will have the vegetarian menu highlighted in stores.
Taco Bell was founded by entrepreneur Glenn Bell, whose first establishment sold hot dogs and hamburgers. That was Bell's Drive-In, which operated out of San Bernardino, California, beginning in 1948. Glenn eventually opened Taco Tia in 1954, where he sold hot dogs, hamburgers, and tacos. In fact, his chili dog recipe was the inspiration for Taco Bell's original taco sauce.
He always had a passion for Mexican food.
In a 1978 speech, Bell explained why he initially decided to operate out of San Bernardino. My plan for experimenting with tacos was to obtain a location in a Mexican neighborhood. That way, if tacos were successful, potential competitors would write it off to the location and assume that the idea wouldn't sell anywhere else. Bell eventually realized tacos should be his focus. He opened a restaurant called El Taco, later selling his shares and his Taco Tia locations, in order to open the first Taco Bell in 1962 in Downey, California. At the original Taco Bell, tacos and other Mexican-American favorites were the stars, and they sold for just 19 cents apiece. However, the restaurant kept serving burgers in the form of chili burgers. The Bell Beefer was the last burger on the menu, and it was discontinued in the 90s. If you grew up thinking that all tacos came in a crunchy yellow shell that came out of an old El Paso kit, you aren't alone, but that version of the taco is a relatively new arrival on the scene. In fact, the crunchy preformed taco shell was actually invented by Taco Bell founder Glenn Bell in the early 60s. Bell was trying to figure out the best way to sell large amounts of tacos quickly, and that's when he came up with the preformed crunchy taco shell. These bad boys could be made ahead of time and kept at room temperature until needed. This was essential because Bell was trying to compete with McDonald's, another booming chain that was taking off in San Bernardino, California. Thanks to preformed taco shells, employees don't have to cook every single taco to order. They can just stuff the shell and sell. It's a brilliant business strategy, that is until employees start licking taco shells for kicks.
So the employee in that picture is suspended and will be fired.
It's gross. It definitely is not good, but it doesn't surprise me. I think maybe it should help these corporations reflect on who they're hiring.
The original Taco Bell restaurant, or Taco Bell Numero Uno as the company calls it, ceased operations in 1986. However, even though the building was no longer an official Taco Bell restaurant, it was rented out to other taquerias until 2014, when it was abandoned for good. The powers that be at Taco Bell ultimately decided they couldn't let this piece of history get torn down.
So what do you do when you can't stay somewhere? You pack up and you hit the road.
The building was lifted off its foundation and transported to the company headquarters in Irvine, California.
It definitely took a long trek to get here. 47 miles this building drove overnight on a flatbed truck.
The journey took place on November 19, 2015, and the petite 400-square-foot building made it safely through the streets of Los Angeles to arrive at its new home. The chain hasn't said what they plan to do with Taco Bell Numero Uno, but at least they preserved an important piece of fast food history. We'll be sure to update this news story as more information becomes available. Back to you, Jason.
I used to walk across Grand River to the Taco Bell at Collingwood, and I would get 2 steak soft tacos and a chilito, aka the chili cheese burrito.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more MASH videos about your favorite fast food are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.